My boss is the worst, my wife is unsupportive, but my friends and family keep me going. Original post. Hey Reddit. I never thought I'd be posting here, but I'm at my wit's end. I work as a project manager at a tech company, and my boss, Tom, has been an absolute tyrant lately. He micromanages every detail, undermines my authority in front of my team, and constantly sets unrealistic deadlines. I've tried talking to him, but it just makes things worse. The stress is affecting my work and my home life. To make matters worse, my wife, Sarah, is no help at all. She's very career-driven and often dismisses my feelings, saying I should just man up and deal with it. I feel so alone. I do have a fantastic support system with my friends and family, but sometimes it feels like I'm stuck in a cycle of negativity. Has anyone else gone through something like this? Any advice would be helpful. Comment 1. Username, Work Stress Junkie. Wow, your boss sounds like a nightmare. Have you considered documenting his behavior? It might help if you ever decide to escalate the issue. OP response. Thanks, Work Stress Junkie. I've thought about documenting everything, but it feels like I'm being petty. I shouldn't have to do that, right? Comment 2. Username, Family First. Your wife needs to understand that emotional support is just as important as career ambition. Have you tried discussing it with her? Maybe she doesn't realize how you're feeling. OP response. I brought it up before, but she often dismisses it as me being overly sensitive. I feel like I'm just burdening her more than she already is with her own work stress. Comment 3. Username, Hopeful in Chaos. It sounds like you need to prioritize self-care. Have you thought about unplugging for a weekend and spending time with your friends or family? Sometimes stepping back helps. OP response. I think that's great advice. I'll definitely try to carve out some time for myself and see if that helps clear my head. Update 1, a turning point. Hey everyone. Thanks for all your thoughtful responses. I took Work Stress Junkie's advice and started documenting my boss's behavior. I've noted instances where he belittled me in front of my team or set impossible deadlines. It's disheartening, but it somehow empowered me. I decided to bring it up to HR. However, when I shared this with Sarah, she just rolled her eyes and reminded me that it's just work. It's done a bit, but I overcame it by confiding in my close friends instead. They offered to help me rehearse what I'd say to HR and even helped me feel grounded before the meeting. Comment 1. Username Power Move Sarah. Good for you for documenting everything. Holding the boss accountable is the best way forward. Just make sure to stay calm. It might not be easy. OP response. Thanks, Power Move Sarah. I appreciate the encouragement. I'm trying to stay as calm as possible and focus on facts rather than emotions. Comment 2. Username Not Your Mama. What you're going through is tough, but know that you're taking the right steps. HR should be handling this. Just keep your head high. OP response. Thank you. I'm hoping they can offer some support, but it's hard not to feel anxious about the whole process. Comment 3. Username Find Your Strength. It's hard when your spouse isn't supportive. Remember that you have a support system outside of her. Lean into that. You're not alone. OP response. Absolutely, find your strength. I'm really trying to focus on the people who uplift me instead of dwelling on the negative. Update 2, HR Meeting Mayhem. Hey everyone. The HR meeting finally happened, and I felt so nervous beforehand. I walked in with all my notes, and surprisingly, they were very receptive. However, when I mentioned Tom's name, their faces dropped. Apparently, there had been complaints about him before, but nothing had been done because they didn't think it was serious. However, midway through the meeting, Sarah texted me saying she was too busy to talk, and then criticized my approach in front of the HR team. I was mortified. I thought she'd be my rock, but instead, she seemed to pile on the pressure. After the meeting, Tom called me into his office and accused me of trying to stab him in the back. I stood my ground, and for the first time, I felt strong. My friends cheered me on, uplifting my spirits. Comment 1. Username, Courageous Cat. Way to stand your ground. But it sounds like your wife is adding to your stress. Do you think a serious conversation with her might help? OP response. Thanks, Courageous Cat. I do think we need to have that chat. I just hope she's open to hearing how I feel. Comment 2. Username, Stand Up Society. You did great at HR. Tom seems like a classic abuser of power. Just know that standing up to him might inspire others to act too. OP response. That's the hope. I want to create a better work environment not just for me, but for everyone else as well. Comment 3. Username, Listen to Your Heart. It's unfortunate that your wife doesn't seem to understand your struggles. Remember, communication is key. Don't lose sight of your emotional health. OP response. Absolutely, listen to your heart. It's tough, but I've been making an effort to communicate better. Sometimes, it feels like I'm speaking different languages. Update 3, Finding Balance. Hey everyone. After the HR meeting, I finally had the heart-to-heart with Sarah. To be honest, it was rough. She insisted that I shouldn't be sensitive, and that work is supposed to be hard. It escalated to a point where I felt I could no longer depend on her for support. I told her that I often feel lonely in our relationship. It hurt. Now, this was a pivotal moment for me. With all the support from my friends and family, I began to see integrity and kindness even when things were tough. I started focusing not just on the mountains in front of me, but also the valleys, and how they could help me grow. I decided to engage in community service with my friends, helping at a local shelter, even facilitating tech workshops. It felt rewarding, and it gave me a fresh perspective on my work situation. My friends had my back stridently, and the warmth they offered illuminated my path forward. Comment 1. Username, Stronger Every Day. Sometimes focusing on service helps us put things in perspective. I'm proud of you for finding ways to cope. OP response. Thanks, Stronger Every Day. Community service has genuinely shifted how I see my struggles. My friends have been incredible. Comment 2. Username, Light in Darkness. Your willingness to find the light amidst darkness is inspiring. Keep leaning into your support system. You're doing great things for yourself. OP response. I appreciate that, light in darkness. It's vital to keep that light shining for myself too, right? Comment 3. Username, With You Through This. It sounds like you're rediscovering yourself through these struggles. Maybe it's time to write a letter to your wife expressing your feelings deeper? OP response. That's a brilliant idea. Sometimes, it's easier to articulate feelings on paper. I'm going to take that step. Update 4, A Surprising Reconciliation. Hey everyone. I took that advice about writing to Sarah. It was a heartfelt letter, expressing my feelings while reminding her how much I care for her. To my surprise, she responded positively and agreed to sit down and talk. During our conversation, she opened up about her own fears of being perceived as weak, or not ambitious enough if she showed support. We were finally speaking the same language. It felt like a weight lifted off us, tears were shed, and we both apologized for how we handled things. Simultaneously, Tom was called into the HR office again due to another complaint and subsequently demoted. It felt surreal to see the turn of events, but to me, it was a testament to standing firm in your values. Comment 1. Username, Grounded in Faith. I'm glad to hear things turned around. Honest communication can often pave the way for healing. OP response. Thank you, Grounded in Faith. It's amazing what honesty can do. I didn't expect her to be so receptive. Comment 2. Username, Friends Matter. Wow. It's incredible how things shifted. You showed strength by addressing your needs first, and it started a positive chain reaction. OP response. Absolutely. I learned that sometimes we need to own our feelings for others to respond effectively. Comment 3. Username, Humbled and Hopeful. Sounds like a beautiful journey. Your determination is inspiring. Here's to healing and new beginnings. OP response. Thanks. It's definitely been a journey, and I'm excited for what lies ahead. Final update, a new chapter. Hey, lovely people of Reddit. I figured I'd provide one last update. Things have been a whirlwind, but in the best way possible. Sarah and I have worked really hard on our communication, and we're more in tune with each other than ever. I realize now that we can depend on each other while also pursuing our careers, and it's a balancing act that we're learning together. At work, I've taken on a new leadership role as team lead, completely unexpected after everything that happened. The new leadership has empowered me to implement team-building exercises and a supportive culture, showing my team that they can thrive without feeling belittled. And on days when I'm feeling stressed, my friends and family encourage me to embrace the moments of joy, reminding me that service brings fulfillment. I've grown immensely, and I genuinely feel thankful for the trials that molded me, a bit like forming character through fire. As for Tom, he's moved to another department, leading others to believe he's still a bully. But I've forgiven him. It's taught me that holding on to resentment bleeds into other areas. There's something liberating about letting go, much like a breath of fresh air after a storm. In a way, I believe this journey was subtly fueled by the understanding of love, grace, and the importance of building each other up. Whether in our families, workplaces, or communities, that's something we can all strive for. Thank you all for being part of my journey. Your support was invaluable. Comments. Comment 1. Username, inspired and grateful. You've come full circle. I'm so happy for your growth and newfound strength. Here's to continued harmony in your life. OP response. Thank you, inspired and grateful. I'm truly grateful for all of it. Looking ahead feels brighter indeed. Comment 2. Username, faith in people. What a powerful testimony. Reminds us that life can be challenging, but with love and support, we can all rise above. OP response. Absolutely. It's a beautiful reminder that we're not alone, even when things get tough. Comment 3. Username, together we rise. Just wow. Your resilience is contagious. Can't wait to see where this next chapter takes you. OP response. Thanks, together we rise. I'm excited too. It's a new beginning, and I'm ready to embrace it all. And that's it, everyone. Remember, love and support always lead the way.